Hello, everyone. My name is Marion with DTM Real Talk Channel. It's the channel that you can tune into, have the ability to listen to the thoughts of others about topics all over the world that touch every one of our lives. Everybody goes through basically the same thing. There is nothing new under the sun. So if you're going through, someone else has already been there. Maybe you can find hope. Maybe it's a pathway that can set you on the right road just by tuning in. So DTM Real Talk, just keeping it real. And if you like it, like us at the bottom, subscribe, and let us know just how we helped you. Just keeping it real. Nothing but love. Good evening. Good evening. This is DTM Real Talk, and we're just keeping it real tonight. We are, and y'all see this big old smile on my face because I have a I always say very special guest, y'all. But tonight I have a very special guest on. Miss Virginia, say hi to the good folks out there.
Hello, everybody.
Very good, very good. And I want y'all to know, I just met Miss Virginia today. She came by referral from her daughter, who will share her story at a later date. But as we chatted, she said, you just must hear my mother's story. Because I was telling her what DTM was all about, guys, and how that you all are so encouraged by the testimonies of different people and how they made it through, what they went through, how they struggled, and how they made it to where they are. So Miss Virginia is going to share with us this evening, and hopefully we can get a lot in because I'm so excited. I don't know what to do. Miss Virginia, tell the good folks, where were you born?
I was born in Baltimore, Maryland, on March 7th, 1933.
1933. Miss Virginia, please tell the good folks what your young number age is.
90.
You are 90. 90 years young?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I want you to know you look so beautiful. I talked to her on the phone this morning, y'all, and I couldn't believe what I was listening to. And she was pulling out, getting ready to go drive somewhere. Where were you going?
I had to go to Walmart and pick up a couple things.
Okay. And so what I'm saying is that you still driving.
Yes.
And your daughter tells me you working out too.
A little bit.
A little working out. Okay. Well, let's just start from the beginning. So how many children do you have?
I have 6, 4 sons and 2 daughters.
Okay. And they're all living?
All living.
Thank God. And you have a husband?
My husband's been gone almost 30 years now, but I was married for 41 years.
Oh, wow. Okay, bless you. Okay. So I was talking to another lady, Miss Valeria. She did a couple of episodes for me, and I asked her about that. So I'm going to ask you too. So at what age did you get married?
17.
You were 17. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, what happened is I met this young man, and he had a real nice spill, and it just, I guess, overcome me, and I got pregnant, and I had to leave school, and I got married at 18.
Uh-huh.
But I had to leave school, and my dream was that I wanted to be a teacher, music teacher in public schools.
Okay.
So I didn't get to do that, but I say God has a sense of humor, because I took piano lessons for 8 years. And after that, I got a job playing for church.
Okay.
And that was the beginning of my church career and musical career. And I played for churches for 20 some years.
Wow.
Plus a March Funeral Home in Baltimore.
Wow. Okay.
And so
Go
So I
ahead.
said, God has a sense of humor. I didn't get to do it, you know, in the public schools, but in the church, I got to train a lot of people to sing.
Very well. And y'all, guess what? When I met Miss Felicia this morning, she sang me a song. So I'm gonna put you on the spot. I'm gonna ask you to sing that. I start crying, y'all. You know, like my grandbaby said, crying. Well, I started crying, y'all. Yes, Virginia, sing that song for the good folks.
Okay. I just feel like something good is about to happen. I just feel like something good is on its way. God promised that he'd open all of heaven. And sister, this could happen any day. When God's people humble themselves and call on Jesus. When they look to heaven, expecting as they pray. I just feel something good's about to happen. And sister, this could be that very day.
Oh my God, thank you. Isn't that beautiful, y'all? She sang that to me this morning. I was like, oh Lord. And my grandbaby said, Gigi crying. That's what she said. But anyway, so you're a musician and you're an artist, and I hear that you're a rapper too.
Just a little bit.
So what made you go that way, Miss Virginia?
Well, you see, I moved from Baltimore to Georgia. And in Baltimore, I was very active. I pastored a church for 35 years, and I played for funeral home, and I played for other churches and different events. And when I got to Georgia, I said, "What in the world am I going to do?"
Uh-huh.
And so after I'd gotten here maybe about 3 years, the Lord began to speak to me in the middle of the night. And he would give me these words, and I'd get up and write them down in the middle of the night. And the Lord has blessed me. I got 35 or more poems that I have written, some of my raps.
Oh wow. And you've written a couple of books too, right?
Yes.
Share with the good folks the name of those books, because at the end of this clip, I'm gonna put it on here. Oh wow.
This, this is a book that I wrote called Family Matters. And it's a guide to successful family living for singers and for husbands and wives. There's even tips in there for children.
Uh-huh.
These are a lot of things that I did as I was coming up and bringing my children along,
Okay. Okay.
called Family Matters.
Very well. We're gonna post that, and then those, can they get it on Amazon?
No, not yet.
They can, but you'll give me the contact information and they can reach out to you.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, very
This
well,
is
very well. We're gonna take care of that. Okay, and what's the
okay.
name of that one?
This one is Without a Song.
Without.
And this book contains my life story pretty much, but it talks about the difficult times that I had and different things that were going on. And God gave me a song, and that song helped me to make it over from
Wow.
one thing to another. And you know, actually, now that it's done, it's like the songs were therapy, and I didn't even realize it.
Yes, ma'am.
And my children and I, we sang together for 20 years. And many of these songs are in this book that we sang together because sometimes things were a little rough and rocky.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Well, I tell you what, when I look at you, and I'm sure the good folks out there, you're so beautiful, you're so radiant. And I know that that's God's grace. We know that.
Amen.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, share a couple of those little rocket times that you had that it might encourage others to hold on to where you are so they can get to where you are today. Share a couple of those, whichever you choose.
Okay. Okay. Well, um, there were times when my husband, um, he was an alcoholic.
Uh-huh.
And tell you the truth, I was going to divorce him at one time, but the Spirit said the children need a father.
Okay.
So I stayed with him, but I don't tell anybody who goes through abuse to stay. I
Okay.
don't tell them to stay, but God told me to stay. And
Uh-huh.
I stayed 41 years. And I love this man, but he just had a problem that he wanted to fight sometimes.
Ooh.
But what was really ironic and what was really difficult, that this same man got sick and had ALS for 11 years. And the Lord let me take care of him at home in a hospital bed for 11 years. And it was during those times that we would go and we would sing, and then I'd be at the church and we would sing. We go to programs and we would sing, and we were just all over the place.
Uh-huh.
So that singing was really what kept us going.
Yes, yes, I'm sure. Just kept, like you said, therapy, huh?
It was, we didn't know it, but it was therapy. It
Yes,
was
ma'am.
therapy.
Yes, ma'am. And it looks like God turned your situation around. So from him being abusive to you being a caregiver.
I'm telling you, telling you,
Okay,
for
okay.
11 years. And I tell you, I didn't never wanted to be a nurse, but I'm telling you, I had to do it all.
Wow.
But I thank God that he gave me the strength to do it,
Yes, ma'am.
because when he passed, I had no regrets,
Yes, ma'am.
because I had done all that I could do.
Amen. Wow. So how did you do you think your how did your children respond to him being the way he was?
Well, most of them left home.
Okay, okay.
They left home.
Was he more abusive to you or to him or to them?
Just me, just me, just me. It's just me.
Or you're a strong woman and all of those trials made you who you are today. So I thank you.
Amen.
My pleasure of
Yeah.
meeting you today. Yes. Yes, yes. So, okay, let's see. So I want to hear about how did you transition after he passed away? After he passed away, what did you do after
Mhm.
that? What did you do? What was your life like after he passed away?
Well, my life really didn't change. I was just able to do great what I was already doing,
Uh-huh.
because, well, before he got sick, I um, established a church,
Uh-huh.
and I pastored that church for 35 years. So after he had passed, I still stayed pastoring the church, plus playing for funeral homes and playing for other events. And so that kept me busy.
Okay, okay, very well, very well. And you were living in Baltimore, is that right?
Yes, born and raised in Baltimore all my life.
So wait, Miss Virginia, you were living in Baltimore, and so now you're in Atlanta. So were you reluctant
Hmm.
about coming to Atlanta, or were you
Yes,
ready?
I was.
I wanted
Yes,
to
I
hear
was.
about that.
Yes, yes, I was. See, the reason I came was because my children said, Mom, it's getting dead in Baltimore, and we don't want you to be there by yourself anymore, because I lived in a house by myself. And
Uh-huh.
so I said, oh boy. So they said, look, you got three alternatives. You go to California, you go to Ohio, or you come to Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
And so I said, well, Atlanta's on the East Coast. And so I guess I'll be safer here. Plus, I had a couple of daughters here with their families. So I said, Atlanta, here I come. And look, let me tell you something about that. My husband and I spent 3.5 years in Bermuda. And when he left Bermuda, he was supposed to be stationed in New Jersey. But
Mhm.
by the time he got to the States, they switched him to Valdosta, Georgia.
Okay.
And I had decided that I wasn't coming to Georgia. For one reason, my oldest daughter was getting ready to start school, and Martin Luther King were carrying on down here. And I said, I'm not going down there.
Uh-huh.
So I did not come to Atlanta. But see, again, God has a sense of humor. Here I am.
Tell him your plans and make him laugh. I'm Miss Virginia.
I'm telling you, telling you. What he's determined for you, it's going to happen.
Right. A friend of mine says you can't kill purpose.
No, you can't. No, you
Kill
can't.
purpose. Can't stop it.
No, no.
So so let's see. Okay, so you made it to Atlanta and continue to serve and minister and do what you do. And what inspired you to write the books? That's where I want to go.
Well, I don't even know that I was inspired, but like I said, in the middle of the night, the spirit would give me stuff, and I would just get up and start writing.
Write
And
it.
the larger book, um, I just began to write pretty much my life story out. And
Uh-huh.
Lord said, well, put the songs in the middle of it because that's what has kept you going.
Wow.
And so that's how I come. But the Spirit of the Lord, I said the Spirit downloaded this stuff in me because I said I didn't have sense enough to do that myself.
Okay.
I said He downloaded it in my spirit, and so that's why I was able to do that. But look, I'm still trying to adjust, honey. I'm still trying to adjust
Oh, wait, you talking
because
about
Atlanta.
Miss Virginia, you talk about downloading this stuff, and so you 90. So they tell me that you a little bit with the computer and all that stuff. You on Zoom and stuff. Come on, Miss Virginia.
Every now and again I pick up some vernacular.
Yes, ma'am.
But,
Yes, ma'am. It's my pleasure. As you can see, I'm happy.
I see, yeah.
Virginia, y'all make me happy. I just met her, so when I feel like I want to be in a happy mood, I'm gonna call Miss Virginia.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. One last thing I want to ask of you. If you had to encourage, I'm gonna ask three things, but I'm gonna ask them one at a time because I want you to answer them one at a time and take your time in doing it. If you had to encourage the good folks out there today, the first one, I would like to know what would you say to a woman that's going through physical or mental abuse? What would you say to her? You already told us what God said to you, but what would you
Mhm.
say to her? That's the first question. Go ahead.
All right. I would say to her that this is not God's way. And I would say that if she can get out, get out. Because God has a plan for everybody. And I know He take you through different things to teach you different things, but you don't have to go through abuse. You don't have to do it unless you just feel like it. Some women feel like if a man ain't beating them, he don't love them.
You know,
But
somebody
that's
just
not
told me
true.
that yesterday. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But that's the way some women feel. But no, this is not God's way that men and women should react and relate to each other. And so if you're able to get out of it, get out of it. And sometimes I know that a man won't let you alone. Because I tried several times to just leave my husband alone. And the people even gave him a warning. But that didn't help any.
Wow.
But with the seriousness of things that are going on now, if you're able to get out, get out. And if you have children, please get out.
Wow.
Please get out. Please get out.
Wow.
Because it takes a terrible effect on children too.
Yes, ma'am.
And so if you can get out, get out. But if you can get out, trust God and pray and ask Him to give you strength. But I still say get out if you can, especially if you have children.
Thank you so much. And the second thing, y'all ladies, y'all listen to Miss Virginia. The second thing, what would you say to individuals, men and women out there, that every time you turn around, they say, "Oh, I'm just too old to do that. I'm just too old to do this." What would you say to them?
Well, number one, old is not my vocabulary. I don't call myself old. I know I have the age, but I do not call myself old.
Yes, ma'am.
And and I would say that no matter how old you are, God can still use you. You have a gift, you have a talent, you have an ability, you have a purpose. And if you desire, God will use you. Just because you get older don't mean you're supposed to go somewhere and sit down in a corner, because there's something in your life that God can use to be a blessing. If no more, then tell the younger ones of your experiences and tell them about Jesus and tell them how He loves them and tell them how He has a plan for their lives, because this is so important in this day and time. The children don't know. And so God have left we seniors here to pass these things on to our children and children's children.
Yes, ma'am.
So don't be talking about being old. Just say, if God be with me and God be for me and God give me strength, I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me.
Yes, ma'am.
Because the things I'm doing now, I never thought I'd be doing.
Yes,
Never thought.
yes, ma'am. Thank you, thank you. And the last thing I would like for you to do a little rap for us and a song. Now you know you got to do whichever one you want to do first. You already did the song in the beginning. So we gonna leave all the good folks out there in YouTube land with a rap from Miss Virginia and a song. And then we gonna close this thing out. I'm so excited.
All right. I think I'll sing the song first because I want you to remember what the rap says.
Okay.
I love you, Lord, and your mercy never failed me all my life. I've been there in your arms from the moment that I wake up till I lay my head. I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been good, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire all my days. You've been there for me. I've known you as a father. I know you as a friend. And I can think of your goodness of God. For all my life, you have been faithful. All my life, you have been good, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after me.
Yes.
Your goodness is running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. Because your goodness is running after me. All of my life you have been faithful. All of my life you have been good, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Praise God. They call us old folks. When you get over 70 and on in years, we're often looked upon as finished and told it's time to hang up our shingle and retire, for we have diminished. Isn't it funny that when we were young, we thought the same about older people? But now that we are at that age, we realize there's still life and hope for us on God's page. Age is not a deterrent to God at all. He's looking for a willing heart that is obedient. Moses was 80, Abraham was 75, Noah was 500, and Joshua was 80 when God called them. Even though people see us as unproductive, God sees us as mature, experienced children who still have so much more to give and much more life to live. So don't hang up your gifts and talents and abilities in the cupboard and shut the door, because God has new horizons for you to discover and explore. Oh, yeah, they say we're over the hill, but age is just a number. God's looking for those who are not afraid to do his will and be humble. We retired teachers, mechanics, carpenters, musicians, singers, and cooks, you name it. In the course of our lifetime, by the help of God, we have done some great feats and we're here to claim it. We've been through the fire, had some tough times, had many ups and downs. But through it all, we've come to know that by the grace of God, our feet are still on the ground.
Yes.
So don't shake your head or count us out, because there's still some fire in the furnace. The embers may be a little low, but God can still ignite and rekindle the flame so we will once more glow. Oh, yes, they call us old folks. and say we don't know nothing. But if you take the time to ask us, we could blow your mind and enlighten you on some astonishing things anytime.
Wow.
Okay, the name of my rap is called The Gospel in a Nutshell.
Okay.
And let me say this before I do it. God told me that this particular rap is going to bless not only seniors, middle agers, teenagers, all the people who hear this rap, they're going to be blessed by it.
Okay,
So
bless
here we
it.
go. The gospel in a nutshell. Listen up. Let me tell you a story. How Jesus came to earth bringing love, grace, and glory. He was born in Bethlehem of a virgin birth. He came to bring life to every man on earth. Are you listening? If you listen, say yeah, 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 yeah. He picked 12 ordinary men who left all they had to follow him. He mentored and taught them to do what he did. All the while they were planning him to get big. His preaching, teaching, healing, and miracles brought him so much fame that Jesus, the Son of God, became a household name. He was assailed, attacked, and accused by his hometown folks and the religious Jews. But he kept on doing his father's work till his time was finished on this earth. Are you listening? If you listen, say yeah, 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 yeah. He went to Gethsemane. There he prayed. Father, there's gotta be another way. He yielded to his father's knowing that through a cross he was going. They took him through a kangaroo court where they made a decision him to destroy. Jesus knew this was the Father's plan to bring salvation to the soul of man. Are you listening? If you listen, say yeah, 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 yeah. They abused, slapped him, spit in his face, put a thorn on his head, whipped him almost dead. It wasn't enough. They put a cross on his back where he carried to Calvary under steady whiplash. He suffered, bled, and died, and shed his precious blood to show us all the Father's great love. Are you listening? If you listen, say yeah, 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 yeah. He went to the grave, to the regions of hell. Preached the Lord's soul, the Lord God, what he did tell. He rose on the third day with victory and power to complete our salvation this very hour. Are you listening? If you listen, say yeah, 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 yeah. It's time for God's people to stand in the gap. Sad to say, they are taking a nap, saying to each other, we got plenty of time. We can get this done on the drop of a dime. Are you listening? If you listen, say yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, get up, stop fooling ourselves. Stand up, speak up. People need our help. Jesus is coming. He's coming soon. It may be morning, night, or noon. He's coming back. He'll ascend from on high. He's coming back to get his bride. Are you listening? If you listen, say yeah, 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 yeah. So wake up, people. It's getting late. We all have an appointed date. Get ready, get ready. The time is drawing near. Before you know it, Jesus will appear. Are you listening? If you listen, say yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. We want to hear him say, well done. The battle's fought and the victory is won. If you're listening, say yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, oh my God. Miss Virginia. Y'all, I just want y'all to listen to this clip by 2 or 3 times and play the last part 2 or 3 times. With that said, I am so thankful that your daughter recommended that we hear your story. God bless you. I don't know how much more I could say. God bless you. You are gorgeous. Beautiful.
Bless you too.
Oh my God. This is
Thank you for the
DTM
privilege.
Real Talk, y'all. And we're just doing
Yeah.
what? Keeping it real. We'll see y'all next week. Thanks for watching DTM Real Talk. Be sure to join us for more conversation. And oh yeah, don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe while you're there.